Greetings, friends and subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm following along with another YouTube creator who is leading me in painting 3 mini scenes. Here, I am using washi tape to tape down my paper to my desktop and separate the page into 3 sections. Next, I'm covering the first panel in a coat of water. I think I may have too much water, but I make it work. Kind of. Watering down a little bit of the blue paint here, I'm going to be creating a ombre effect. Dark blue at the top, bringing the paint down the panel to very light color. I think it looks pretty good here. Then I had to play with it. And yes, I realized I mixed up my clean and fresh water cups. Right about that moment as well. Now I'm just trying to clean it up so that it looks half decent. Moving on to the second panel, we're going to be covering it in water as well. Pretty much doing the same procedure. This scene is going to be a sunset. So I'm going to be using the blue again, but I'm only going to come down halfway down the paper in that ombre effect again. And then I'm going to grab some red and pull that across the middle here to make our sunset color. Cleaning the brush, I'm going to use the water to pull the color up towards the blue, and then I'm going to blend it all down to the bottom of the page. Now the third panel is going to be a night sky. Again, I'm going to cover the panel with water, and like the first panel, I'm going to cover it with blue. Because it's a night sky, we want it to be a little darker, and we'll do that over the course of 2 or 3 layers. Once one dries, we'll add another one. I get a little impatient wanting them to dry faster, but I start back on the first panel early, but I think it works out in the end. We add a little bit more water to it, and then we add more blue just to darken it up a little bit. And blend that all the way down. Mix a little bit down here and add a little bit more water to water it down a bit. It's a good thing these papers are really thick because it soaks up a lot of water. So what I'm doing here is making clouds. I'm just using a piece of paper towel to remove some of the paint and water so that it looks like a cloudy sky. And now it needs to dry. In our sunset, I'm going to add a little bit of red, and I'm going to add a little bit of orange, and I'm going to blend it with the water just to make the sunset a little warmer and a little brighter. I had a hard time getting the third panel to be dark enough, and it takes me a little bit playing around with different color combinations here to finally get the color to be more of a night sky purple I end up adding purple and blue, green to the, a little bit of black to the blue that I had there to see how that would work. And then in the end, I think I added some red as well, and that seemed to help. And we were able to make it, I was able to make it to a dark point that worked, that I was happy with anyway. I think I actually added purple this time to try that. Definitely makes it more purple. And then I think I added the red here. Yep. And this is what my finished color night sky will be. Don't know if you can hear the wind rolling, rattling the windows, but it's pretty loud. There we go. That's a nice color for a night sky. And then of course I used the brush to take some of it off. And I should have left it alone, but it still turns out really good. A little too much water. I wiped it up. And I'm just bringing that down, which takes some of the color off. I think I go back and add a little bit more to make it work. But either way, it's still really great once it dries. It looks fabulous. So now we're moving back on to a little bit more detail. We're adding yellow to the bottom of the first panel here to make it look like a wheat field. And in our sunset page, we're going to make some mountains. I'm mixing an orange and red to get this mountain on the right side. I do blend it a little more after, like later in the video. I'm going to blend the colors here first, but you'll see that there's a line. It does get blended, and it does look really good. Now once I have my mountain structure here organized or painted, I'm going to go back and grab some of that purple that we used for the third panel and make a lake. I add some green to make some shadows and blend the field together with what looks like trees in the background or in the distance. I'm going to add a mountain using that darker purple that we have to the third and the second panel. Going to put it in front of that red mountain on the left hand side so that it looks like it's closer to the water. I blend paint where it needs it with some water on my brush and add white in spots to highlight around the lake and the mountain. This is where I'm blending that red. I know I got weird looking mountains, but I like them. Now I'm going for the white to add some highlights or some lowlights in the water. try to do some adding some stars to the third panel by tapping the brush over the painting to splatter white spot. This kind of worked, but not as well as I was hoping. I try with the finger and nope, that doesn't work either. But I ended up splattering like everywhere else with it, so I dabbed all the little white spots off the other paintings, covered it up, and went back to the white and tried another way, which seemed to work so much better. Just tapping it off my finger, I got a lot more splatter, which was great. Looks fantastic now. So with that done, take the washi tape off and get to look at my masterpiece. I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but personally I think it looks great. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.